Share screen, screen two. Share. Hey guys, can you see my screen?
Yes.
Yes.
Oh, sorry. Where is it? Okay, let's get started. So, hi everybody. My name is Simon. I'm a US alumni from electrical engineering, but currently I'm working for Realtek Singapore as a software engineer. Oh, we have one more participant. Just give me a while. Hello, 大家好. Is Jiahao your friend also, Juqi?
I'm not sure.
Jiahao is my friend. He is my friend.
Oh, okay, cool. Right. That's great. That's great. A lot of people want to learn GitHub. That's great. Okay, so I will just quickly do a self-introduction. My name is Simon. I'm I'm actually an alumni from National University of Singapore. Right now I'm in Singapore too, and I'm currently working for Realtek Singapore as a software engineer. So because in my company, actually my team, I would say most of the time we use GitHub as a tool to help us to manage our project. And we wanna, so this is kind of my thing. And also this workshop, just a bit of background information. This workshop is actually organized by Accomdemy. It's actually an organization formed by, say, a group of people from like different backgrounds. Some people are actually startup CEOs, some are like marketing executives, some are like lowly engineers like me. So because we all believe that, right now, a lot of people are actually studying at home, or working at home because of this COVID situation. So we have plenty of time. I will believe that most people want to, learn something, pick up some new skills to improve ourselves. And, but, motivation is a big challenge, especially when you're alone at home. Stay focused and motivated to learn new things is really challenging, at least for me. So that's why we come up with this idea called Accomdemy. So this word is a combination of Accompany and Academy. So basically we wanna sort of like accompany you, and then we try to share some knowledge, something that we know to others, so that we can also benefit from each other. So that's the idea behind this, this organization. And currently we have like two groups. One is on Facebook. If we are going to, I'm going to share this this PowerPoint slides with all of you, so that you can actually download or view these slides on your own. And then actually you can click on these links. It will bring you directly to our Facebook groups. Or if you prefer using WhatsApp, actually you can join a WhatsApp group as well, in case you have some questions you want to ask after the class, or some question that is related to GitHub or Accomdemy. You can always join our group to post a question there. Okay, right. So because our idea is to sort of like by accompany you and learn new things. So we also want, after this workshop, if possible, that you can actually teach forward and then pass your learning to someone else, just like how we're doing it right here, right now. And if you really like this workshop or the way we conduct this workshop, you can sort of like post a review or something in the community I showed you just now, or on your own social media. It's sort of like a way to help us to promote our organization. So basically this organization is completely, how to say, non-profitable organization, what's it called, NPO. So don't worry about that. We are not making money out of this. So this is all because of, trying to, it's actually simply because we have this passion, we want to learn from each other. So we believe there will be some people to join us. If you like this way, this model, that you can actually also join us in our Facebook. So maybe you can be the next presenter for the next workshop, but that will be after the workshop, don't worry. So without further ado, let's dive into today's topic. Why do we learn GitHub? So I believe since you guys are here, you must at least have heard of GitHub before, right? Or some to certain extent, you know what this GitHub is sort of is about, and you know it's kind of like a powerful tool. So that's why you sign up for this workshop, right? So worry not, here, this link actually will bring you to a web page. Over there are some informations. So basically it's about Git and GitHub, things you should know earlier. But for today's sake, we will not go through all these things for today. You can, maybe after this workshop, you can just click on the link and then you can read it on your own. Don't worry, it's very short. So it's meant to give you some background information. And also because right now I'm presenting right now, so I might not be able to read your chat. So in case you guys like writing something in the chat, I cannot see, you can always open up your mic and then stop me anywhere during the presentation, okay?
Got it.
Right, thanks. Thanks, John. Okay, so why do we need to learn GitHub, right? So this is reason number one. Before we dive in, so you know, GitHub is actually also a mixed word. It's a combination of Git and Hub, right? So then we have to understand what Git is. So by definition, which you are looking at on the slides right now, Git is the free blah, 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 blah. Okay, I will just skip all the definition. You can read it on your own, but by my definition, Git is basically a free and very powerful local desktop tool. It's a software that help you to do version control on your project or on any sort of files, as long as it can be stored on your computer. So that brings us to the term version control. Let me show you very quickly an example. So this is just a mock setup. So basically, think about it as someone is working on their, say, FYP, okay, final year project. So, and when you're working on this final year project, probably maybe this project is about, you know, programming. You need to write some codes. So you can see that the path is actually under Arduino. So because I'm using Arduino IDE to edit my code, and then this under this FYP, I have tons of folders. Why do I have tons of folders? Because I've saved this code on different days, and then I leave some comments on the title, on the name of the folder. So sort of to remind me what this code is about. Say, for example, like this one was saved on like April 12th, and I commented that this code is working. And on the next day it's not working, and then on 7th, MQTT works, and next day not working again, try. Next day testing 1, testing 0, testing 1, test, blah, blah, blah. So there are a lot of folders, which can be really, really messy when you try to figure out which one is which, and you know, just very hard to track the progress, right? So, and also with Git, like, because we are looking at this slides because of the Git, the name of Git, right? With Git, it can help you to control your versions. So that's why it's called version control tool. Instead of working on so many folders you're looking right now, you will be only looking at one single folder, and you will be also able to see a so-called Git history. So this Git history is basically something that can you refer back to something like the name of all the folders right here, but with a lot more functions, a lot more details. It enables you to go back, travel back in time to a certain, to sort of like revert your file to certain states on the date that you saved. So it's in some sense, is kind of like a magic. It can help you to move back and forth in time, so that if you're not happy with the code today, you can always go back to yesterday or maybe the day before yesterday or things like that. Okay, I think I explained too much. Never mind, let's go on to the next reason. Reason 2, GitHub. So what is GitHub? I will leave you to read on the definition, but on my own term, GitHub is basically a Git software on the cloud. So it's basically a Git software on the cloud and plus a Google Drive, plus a text editor. So you can think of it as a Git software plus a Google Drive plus a text editor together on the same web page. So why I put it that way? It means you can version control your stuff on a web page. You can always store your data, your files, be it like maybe some data you collected from some experiment, PDF files, your course materials, be it like PPTX or DOCX, doc files, whatever file format it is, you can always store on GitHub, and it's completely for free. And also because GitHub is sort of like acquired by Microsoft, so you can rest assured that this website will be maintained by the best engineer in the world and is going to be free for a very, very long time. That's why we're learning using GitHub. Of course, I think Maggie mentioned in the chat what's the difference between GitHub and Gitlab. Gitlab is actually another GUI tool that can help you to manage your tool, your projects, but it's not, in my own words, it's not as convenient, as handy as GitHub. So if you guys are interested to know more about Gitlab, you can do some Google research about that. So without further ado, let's look at this example. Okay, so these are the exactly the same replicates of what I shown you in the previous, just now the slides. I basically just upload the entire folder to my Google Drive. But the thing is, why do I upload the Google Drive? Because I want to work with my friends, my team members, right? So we can share the same code and work on the same code. But the thing is, let's say I made some changes to the code, and at the moment, my friend download the changed code without knowing the code has been modified, then he will definitely run into some issue, right? So that's why using a Google Drive to manage something critical as code is not really a good idea. That's why we need a better way, a smarter way, which is GitHub. Okay, but just now we mentioned about two tools. One is Git, right? It's a free software that can be installed on your local machine, be it like a Windows, Linux, or Mac OS. But we also sort of like explain why we use GitHub, because GitHub is a very good tool, right? But why we start with GitHub? No, with Git. I'm gonna show you very quick. So if you guys have used this this terminal thing before, can you sort of like raise your hands on Zoom? So can see how many of you have used this terminal before? Anybody? I haven't seen single hands right now. Okay. In that case, I assume that maybe you're shy, or maybe all of us haven't used this terminal thing before, but you have definitely seen it somewhere, right? Be like, say, a spy movie or something that, or when you are in a school trying to learn something, trying to learn maybe introduction to computer programming. I think it's a must module for engineering students, in case you're from engineering faculty. So this terminal thing is kind of like quite geeky and quite nerdy, right? It's a lot of words and a lot of colors, and also if you want to use it, you have to memorize a lot of commands, right? A lot of commands, and there are tons of options. You have to get the options correct before you can get your expected result. So this is sort of like a headache, right? We don't want this headache. So instead of this terminal thing, we're trying to use a tool with beautiful graphical user interface, which is a GitHub. Forget about this account. This is my personal account. So, but basically I'm trying to show you that this GitHub, even though it's just a web page, but it's equipped with some very, very useful functions. Just by clicking those buttons, you'll be able to do many things. Okay, so with this, you don't have to memorize a lot of commands and options. Basically just click buttons, and then you can get your work done really quick. And then you can work with others really easy. So I think I've shared enough background information about today's workshop. I will now pass the time to Zhuqi because, okay, let me just give you a bit more background information here because I think probably have seen it in the event description before that this workshop is going to be conducted using the model called companion learning. So what this companion learning means is that instead of like one guy trying to lecture everybody, spoon feeding you the knowledge or the learning points, instead we're gonna have a mentor and a mentee. So because this GitHub is sort of like my thing, so I will just boldly take this as, make myself a mentor, and Zhuqi is my mentee. So she is sort of new, but not completely new to GitHub, but she is sort of going to demonstrate her learning journey and also how she get hands-on with GitHub with you guys. And if you have any questions or if you want to ask anything or want to add anything, you can always turn on your mic and pose a question. So now I'll just pass on my time to Zhuqi.
Okay, thank you, Simon, for the introduction. And yeah, I would like to introduce myself first. My name is Zhuqi, and I'm an alumni from NTU EEE. I think few of the participants today are my friends. So yeah, let's start the journey. Okay, I'll start to share my screen now. Simon, can you please enable my screen sharing?
Just give me a while. Let me see. Okay, can you try again?
Can everyone see my screen now?
Yep.
Okay. So I'll continue the slides from where Simon stops just now. Yes, I'll do a live demo of how to get involved with the GitHub very quick. So the first step, let's go through it, is we need to create a repo. So it's a short form of repositories. So how do we create a repo? First, we need to register a GitHub account, then create a repo, and then we need to write a README and choose a license. So let's start. Okay, this is the web page for GitHub, and then let's sign up for a new account first. Okay, is this email account used?
The comma, .com. Yeah.
I think it's been taken. Let me try another one. Sorry. We need to key in the email address here. Sorry for the mistake just now. And then we create a password. So I'll secretly create my password.
Don't let us see your password.
No problem.
I don't want to be murdered by you.
Okay, let's verify. Spiral Galaxy. So you can choose whether you can receive email from GitHub. Yeah, whether you want to spam from them. Okay, welcome to GitHub. Let me save my account. Just following these setup steps, and we are going to create a free account today. So continue for free. So I need to verify my email. Okay. So many things. Okay, so now I have a completely new GitHub account. So it's just like this. Now we refer back to the slides again. Okay, now this step is done, and now I need to create a repo now. So a repository is just like a folder in the GitHub. Okay, go to my repositories. Now it's totally empty. Because from the GitHub page, you can see that there's some user interface and some buttons. So we click new, and we name the repository GitHub test. Okay. Description, we can say that this is a test version of GitHub. Okay. Sorry. Then tick the box of creating a readme.md. Later on, we will explain you what is .md. So basically, this is a README file. It's like an instruction of how you can use this GitHub. Because later on, we are going to create a lot of codes inside. And from here, we can either choose a license or don't choose. So I just remain the setup like this and create the repository.
Hey, Jushi, sorry to pause you for a while.
Oh, okay.
Okay. So just now, guys, you probably have seen there are three options. One is to create a README. So basically, like what Jushi said, README is kind of like a menu to this repository. Or this, okay, each repository is sort of like a project, right? So when you log into GitHub or want to search some interesting project on GitHub, whatever you find are usually repositories. And how to use those repositories, usually the owner of this repository would just put on steps or guidelines on the README. So README basically are the menu. And then there are the second option, which is keep ignore. We can, like the name suggests, that we can ignore it for a while, because right now that's quite far from today's topic. The third option, which is to choose a lesson. As the slide shows, lessons is sort of like the name suggests. Basically, it tells you that this project, because it's public repository, that means everybody can see the source code, and also anybody can sort of make a copy and download and use for their own purpose. But if someone, let's say me, my name is Simon, I want to copy Zhuqi's repository that she just created. And then I want to use it for commercial reasons. I want to make money out of it. I want to make a so-called like a chargeable lesson and put on, say, Coursera or something, you know. Then I need to check the lessons of this repository. Let's say very famous lessons, for example, like MIT lessons, actually enables you to use whatever that is inside the repository to for your own purpose or for like commercial use, without having to give a single cent back to the creator of this repository. But there are some other lessons, like I think there's some GLE or something. I cannot remember. There's a lot of other lessons options which give you other rights and terms and conditions. So, but because this is a huge topic, so we just skip for now. Right, okay, back to you, Chi.
Okay,
Oh,
okay. Thanks.
Who has asked which one should we choose? Okay, normally, if you're not sure what option you should choose, just leave it empty. Because if someone want to use your repository for their own purpose, normally they can just do it without like breaking any laws. But if you they want to commercialize your work, your repository, then they have to write in to you, like email to you, asking you what kind of lessons you want to put on for your repository. Then at the time you can decide what kind of lessons you want to choose. But now, because we're just demonstrating something really simple, I guess nobody is going to use this repository, so we can just leave it blank. Okay.
Okay. Thank you, Simon, for the explanations. Yes, for the further explanations. So as we can see that for the first step, it's very easy and we can do it within like 2 or 3 minutes. So now we already have our repository. Let's go to step 2. So it's adding some files into the repositories. It's like adding some files into your folder. Okay, you may add code, text, or other file format. Add new file. Okay, then the steps we need to do is add new files and edit the README and describe what is this repo about. Okay, why, how to use, further plan. Okay. So first step, we already have a repository, which is a folder, and then we need to add in some code. Not really code, adding some files. So we click add file here and create new file. So maybe here we can use test01.html. Okay. And we are able to add in something here. Okay. Okay, we just create a simple HTML file and we name it with a header line. We call it, this is test01. And then here we are going to commit new file. So the title default as create test01.html. And we can add in some optional description here. We can just say that init test01. Okay.
Drushi, can you pause for a bit?
Okay.
sorry for being the bad guy. Okay, because right now we are actually going to look at a very important concept in Git. You know, because when you're using Git, there are a lot of commands to memorize, right? So actually, one of the command that we're looking right now, the most important command is called commit. So you know, most people when they create a new file. When you made the changes, normally you just save it, right? Either save it on your computer or save it on the cloud or something. But for Git, the save function is renamed to commit. So commit is basically like save. But this commit can do a lot more than just save, because commit can give you a bit more information about what this save is about. Like what Duchi has just typed here, initialize test01.html. She can write a lot of more things. She can write like an article, an entire essay inside there if she wants. So that's why this commit is quite useful. And the second thing is, I don't know whether you can see it. Under this commit box, message box, there are another option. Commit directly to main branch or create a new branch or blah, blah, blah. So basically branch is actually another very important term or concepts in Git. But for the time's sake, we don't have the time to really go through this advanced topic. So let's just say the most important stream of the file history is called min. And then we're gonna save all the histories, all the files under this stream. So that's why we just commit directly to the min branch. Normally we don't change this. Okay, so I guess Juchi, now you can sort of like commit directly to your min branch.
Okay. So for time's sake, I have just pasted my code here, and I'm going to create another 2 more files, which name as test02 and test03. Okay. So I commit this one first. So now you can see that in the repository, right, we have readme.md that we created previously. And we have a new file called test01.html we created just now. So as what I said, we are going to create another 2 more files because there are some other features that we are going to demonstrate too. Okay. So here we just say blah, blah, blah. Okay. So add another file. Test03. So after creating a few files, then you can see that we have readme, test01, 02, and 03. Okay, let's go back. Oh,
sorry,
yes.
Christy, sorry to stop you again.
Okay.
Can you please click on the add file button? Yeah, so basically I just wanna let everybody know that besides creating a new file on this web page, you can also upload files. Let's say you have an entire folder, like what I showed you in the previous picture. You can just drag and drop the entire folder inside on this web page, and then you can sort of like commit and save it on GitHub as well.
Entire folder? I just randomly drag one here.
Okay.
Okay.
I don't think you can drag from there.
I'll just open from my
File Explorer.
Yes, I'll open the File Explorer. Okay. Oops. I'll just drag the whole thing inside.
No. That's too big. Do something smaller.
Okay. I'll try to find something smaller. Just this one.
Okay, cool.
Okay.
So we can see there like inside this folder there are 5 files, and right now it's uploading number 4 and uploading number 5 done. So boom, it's quite simple. Basically, you can just drag and drop. Yeah. So if you have some files that you want to save online and share with other people, this is also a good way to do it. Okay. Yeah. Okay. I think I've stopped you enough time, so you can continue.
Thanks, Simon, for the add-on. Okay, thank you. So now I need to, because I have multiple files now, and maybe it's a bit empty here. So for the README, right, I'm going to write what's the purpose for the different files that I have added inside this repository. Okay. So just randomly type in something as a description for the different files. So it's easy for me to remind myself if I come to my repo for the next time, I still can remember what's the purpose of these few files that I have created. So, okay. Okay, now you can see that for the README. Okay, if I going back to the root folder of my repository, in the README, you can see that the descriptions have updated, become what I have written just now. But you might notice that I have just added some, I don't know what's the English name of this, sorry. This marks.
Hash.
Oh, hash, okay, this hash and this dash, right. But after I click save, it will turns into another form.
Actually, Juicy, can you scroll up a bit?
Yes.
And beside edit file, there's a preview.
Okay.
You can click on preview and can show you how it looks like before you're making the commit.
Okay, okay, thanks.
Yeah. So basically, what Juicy is typing right now is called Markdown. Markdown is actually a text sort of so-called syntax that actually allow you to create some very beautiful formatting for the words. You know, instead of like you know, always having to look for certain buttons or function on Word, right? You can basically just add certain symbols in front of certain text, a piece of text, and then you can turn into the format that you want. Like right now, Juicy is typing like 4 hashtags, then it become, I think this is called heading 4. If one hashtag is heading 1, right? One hyphen means a bullet point. And then if you just type a number, then become a number list, something like that. Yeah, so, but Markdown syntax is another topic, so probably we won't dive into details.
Okay, I'll just briefly show it here.
Yeah, that's right.
I'll just zoom out a bit and cancel. So this is what I have added just now. Are we still following the steps? Okay. Yeah. So Simon, this step is done, right? Yeah. And okay, this one also done. Okay, now step 3 is delete, and step 4 is edit. So for delete is quite simple. It's delete item and leave a message. It's something like if you accidentally create a wrong file in the folder, then you might need to you might want to delete it. Okay, for example, if I want to remove one of the files that I created, for example, test03, I just simply click it, and then in the code view, you will see that there's a small button called delete this file. And I click this button. Another page will pop out, and it asks me to commit something, commit my change. So I just say file delete. Okay. Simon, is there anything that you need to add on before I continue?
Go ahead, go ahead.
Okay. Okay, now you can see that the updated one is the test03 is gone. So this is delete and edit. Edit means that edit the items and leave a message. It's like if I create a file and then I need to change something inside, I'll click this one, edit this file. Okay. Okay. So I have adding the new line called adding something here. So for the commit changes, I need to adding the details to remind me that's what I have done just now. So that's line. Okay, I just say added in line 5. So in the updated test02.html code view, you can see that this code have been showing here. Simon, am I okay to continue?
No, just go ahead. Just go ahead.
Okay. Thanks. So we are moving on to the slide number 7, which is a very important slide because it will demonstrate some important features.
Sorry to interrupt. Can I ask some question?
Sure. Go ahead.
Yeah. So I just saw that we can like do a commit to delete a file. So it seems that we can also undo the delete. So is that possible that we can undo that or undo the deletion?
You mean using the git command or using the GUI in GitHub?
I think the GUI, but it seems it can be done using the commit the code. Oh.
Simon, can you please further explain that?
Yeah, right. Okay. So thanks, Paul. You actually asked a very good question. Juicy, can you help me to click on the 8 commits under the code, the green code button? There's a green, yeah, no. Under this button, there's a 8 commit. Yes. Okay. So right here, this is basically all our commit history. So like what I said, commit is basically like save, take a snapshot of the files, the current status of all your files at that point of time, and then save it to your history. So right now we are looking at the entire history, and each commit is actually a snapshot. So if you want to revert back, you can actually always click on that commit, like delete test03, and then you can see what you have done. You can click like load different. Then you can know actually what you have done, so that you in some way that you can like revert back to this commit or this piece of how to say, this snapshot or this point of time in this Git history. But I'm not very sure whether you can find this revert function on the GUI interface. Just give me a while. Let me see.
Do you want to share your screen, Simon?
No. Let me see whether we can do this. I think I might not.
It sounds like the GUI cannot satisfy this, but with the other way we can do that.
How do I put it? Yes, you're right. Actually, with some other tools, like one of the tools is the terminal thing that I showed you in the previous slides. You can actually use some GitHub commands to do that, or alternatively, you can download some GUI tools, applications, for example, like GitHub Desktop. So because actually GitHub also made desktop software for GitHub, so you can actually download this GitHub Desktop software to help you to revert back in time to that specific commit, so that you can go back to that. But at least on the web interface, you can see what each commit has done to your code or to your entire project. In certain ways, in some ways, it helps you to track or to know, how to get back to the previous version. Yeah, I hope I have answered your questions.
Okay, thanks. It sounds dangerous if you only use the GUI.
So I'm going back to the previous slides where we stopped just now. Okay, so let's continue to the fork. So step 5 is fork. Fork is something like copy, right? It's click fork and make a copy of others' repo under your account. It's like while you're browsing through the other people's repository, if you find this very interesting, you want to save it, then you can click the fork button. Okay. So now I will show you. Okay, maybe I just use this one. So this is GitHub of Accomdemy. And here it has one repository called Accomdemy. If I find this very interesting, I'll search the Accomdemy in using my account. Okay. Oops. Okay, from here I can see the user named Accomdemy. The other one is me. Okay. So after I click into this repository, if I think it's very interesting, I want to copy it into my GitHub. I'll just simply click the fork here. Okay, then you'll find that the username here becomes Accomdemy01, which is the new account I created just now. So if I go back to my root folder, you will see that there are two repositories in my GitHub now. The first one is what we created just now, the GitHub test. Another one is Accomdemy. This is the one that I forked from other people's GitHub. So fork is done. Next step is, pull request. So pull request is something like if you want to cooperate with other people. For example, if me and Simon wants to write the same code, then maybe yesterday Simon contributed a few codes, and today I want to edit some parts of Simon's code. If the file is original in Simon's folder, I can fork from his folder and then do some modification on my side, and then I can pull request to his side. And after he approves my pull request, then the modification from my part will be successfully merged into his code. Yeah, maybe Simon can explain better than me, but I'll do it with a live demo first. So just now I've already forked a repository from Accomdemy, and within the Accomdemy repository, we can see a folder named GitHub, and within it we can see a file named test.html. Okay, so I just do a very simple modification here. For the ease of view, I have created something that you can directly view your code from the web page. So this is the original view of the code from the Accomdemy account. So this is the code, and I'm just using some command to view the test.html. So you can see that the header is in blue color. This is the original one. Then if I want to make some modifications, for example, if I change the color into red. Okay, I'll do a commit here. It says I changed the line 8 font color from blue to red. Commit changes. So the modification from my side will send to this. Sorry, I'll just do a side view. It will be easy to see. Okay. Oh my God. Simon, I think I cannot find.
No, you have already merged a pull request, right? You click on the 18. No?
Hey,
No,
sorry, there is a question in the chat. Can we answer it? Like handling asked, could we just download the code instead of fork? So
yes, of course. If I find this code very interesting, right? I just go and search it. No, I search it here.
So they are the same, but in the fork will remain some record, right?
Right. John, you are right. So basically when you click on fork, you not only copy what's inside the repo, you also copy his commit history. So the entire change history, the snapshots of all the changes will be copied to your own, under your account altogether. So it's sort of like a fork is like the history with the code or with the files. Yeah. So, but when you download the code, say, let's say you download the zip, right? Then there won't be any commit histories in the sense that you lost half of the functions of using GitHub or Git. Because the reason why you want to use GitHub or Git is because you want to have a commit history. But when you download the code to your local machine without a commit history, then you will still get the same thing, just that all the history will be lost.
Got it. Thank you.
Yeah, no problem.
And I have an additional question, which is if we fork some repo and if the original owner keep update the repo, so I fork the updated one, or it will update automatically, or it will just fork the timing that I forked that repo.
Right. So normally when you fork, right, you only copy the things and the change history up to the time that you make the fork. But how do we sort of like sync with the origin, right? I guess that's what Paul's question is about, right? We can do that. Same methods using pull requests. So you can basically just create a pull request in your forked repo and trying to sync from the origin. And then GitHub will do this comparison to see whether there are some changes or not. If everything is aligned, then you can simply sync all the things in your own forked repo with the origin with just one single button click. So basically GitHub do everything for you.
Okay, I see. Yeah, but just thinking that for example, the original owner, he or she kept the developing. So I cannot chase that. For example, the team fixed some bugs and I found some bug and I forked the repo and I tried to fix the bug by myself. So I fixed the bug, but but after I sent a pull request, I found that the original team already fixed the bug. So I waste my time. So is there any way that I can know the whole history or something?
Yeah, that's a very good question. So that's why before you're trying to fix any bug or anything that you see that is inappropriate in the forked version of the repo, always look up to the original repository to see if any developer or any maintainer have actually fixed the bug or changed the things to the correct ones. Then this way it won't waste your time. So the simple way of doing this is by clicking the commit history on the original repo, and then you just do a Control F or a Command F if you're using Mac, right? To search for certain keywords. Because usually when they fix a bug, for example, like a bug, right? If this bug is a typo, right? Because, for example, it's sort of like related to, I would just made up a word, panda, okay? This bug is related to panda. You just search for panda. Normally when they fix this bug, you will put the bug name in the commit history so that you can find it on the GitHub commit history. I hope I have answered your question.
Yeah, that answers. Thank you.
All right.
Okay.
Yeah, Juicy.
Yeah. Let's go back to the track. Okay.
Sorry
Thanks for answering the
interrupt you,
questions.
Gucci.
It's okay. It's okay. I was trying to figure out something just now. It's
Yeah.
not wasting my time. Okay. So continue from where we stop. I'm in the Accomdemy GitHub again. I go back to my own repository and I'll go back to the folders that I forked from Accomdemy, which is Accomdemy, right? And within the folder GitHub, I have modified the test.html. I changed the color from blue to red. Yeah, this is what I have done just now. Okay, now I need to create a pull request, which means I want to tell Accomdemy that I'm doing some changes. And here it shows that the previous one was blue and the new one, the red one, the red highlighted one is blue and the green one is a new one that I have modified is red. Okay. So I create pull request, which means I'll send my updates to the Accomdemy account, to their GitHub. Okay. So, okay, this is how I create a pull request. Then in this account is Accomdemy's account. Here I see a notification logo, it says 1, and we have something new here. It says update at test.html. And yes, within here we can see that it says change line and from font color from blue to red. I'll just merge pull request, confirm merge.
Okay, Trucy, can you pause here for a bit? Okay, because I think for those who are not very fluent or not very familiar with GitHub or with Git, just now Juchi has actually issued a few comments. Some comments are quite important. We can see that the effect has already taken place, but can you switch back to another tab? Yes, so what Juchi has done is that basically on his copy version that he made a change, but now he wants to let the original repo's owner know that he made this change and he wants to put this change to the original repo. So he used pull request. So basically pull request is sort of like, I have done something. I want my changes to appear on your stuff. So that's pull request. So only the owner, only the maintainer of the original repository can approve such a pull request. So this one is not like, okay, I just anyhow added something and then it will just sort of like I can just purposely mess up someone else's repo. No, the owner of the original repo have to review the changes and approve before the changes can take effect. So this step is I would say is completely safe lah. So this is also a good way to work with your friends, just in case maybe you have like a team of like more than 3 people that you are all pushing or uploading changes or change the code or change the files to the same repository. By doing a review of the pull request, you can see if you guys have made some same changes or different changes that could potentially mess up your repository, then you can reject a certain pull request and only approve the ones you like. And then you can tell the people who create the pull request to modify his pull request before he can create another pull request. In a way, it's completely, I would say, commit safe. Or you can keep the integrity of repository completely safe. Okay, carry on.
Carry on. I think that's the end of what I need to demo. So,
all right.
Yes.
Hello.
Hello. Yes, please.
Yeah, speaking.
Oh, okay. Yeah, so I just try fork the test HTML and also send a pull request. But it says that this branch has conflicts that must be resolved. So
that's right. That's right. That's very interesting topic because the thing is,
yes, I've seen the pull request. Yes.
yeah, so Zhuqi right here, you can click on resolve the conflicts to see what are the conflicts. So basically it means that both you, Zhuqi, and Paul are making changes to the same thing.
Yes.
That's what is causing the conflicts. So you have to make the changes so that you can keep the same, keep it like the same, or you have to sort of like resolve this between yourself. Whether you want to choose a purple color or a red color. And then you can resolve the conflicts and then you can say approve the pull request or you can reject the pull request. Yeah.
So just now I have accepted Paul's new commit and let's see the changes. There's no changes. Okay. Merge main into main. Sorry, I think I've done something wrong just now.
That's okay. You can just click on this one and then you can see what's happening.
Okay.
Right. It's supposed to be purple because the red color means deleted. The green color means added. So what GitHub is trying to tell you that the blue has been deleted and purple has been added. Then we're supposed to see purple right now, right, Zhuqi?
Yes. Yes. Finish your review.
or purple cannot be shown as HTML. Not sure.
Yeah, I'm also not sure.
Oh, you haven't merged yet. You have to
Yes.
merge the pull request before you can do anything. Yes.
Color to purple.
So basically merge is to apply those changes that is inside the pull request to your own code or your own files. I think right now it's supposed to be purple if I'm not wrong.
Yeah, it's still red.
Maybe cache or there's cache or something.
Yeah, I'm not sure. Maybe purple color is not able to display
Okay.
here.
Can you check on the commit history of this file?
From the code here, we can see that it's already changing to purple. Maybe we can try some other colors. Black, maybe. I just want to make sure that there is a color issue. Okay. Oh,
no,
it's purple now. Then maybe it's because of the delay.
That's very strange.
Yeah.
Yeah, because recently I'm trying to like also contribute an open source project. So it seems that I have to communicate with other contributors in advance before I commit anything.
Okay, normally what happens is because, for example, if it is a very big project, like for example, like, Visual Studio Code, right? This code editor itself is the open source project. So a lot of people is like creating pull requests on daily basis. So the maintainer or the owner of this project cannot, let's say, make sure that every contributor knows each other. So you guys have no way to communicate in advance to completely resolve your problem. So normally what happens is the owner of the repository will only choose the one that he thinks that is appropriate or he thinks that is applicable to approve that pull request and reject the rest. So if your pull request got rejected, don't feel bad about it because maybe too many people are making changes and some other people's changes or contribution is in some way better than yours.
It sounds like the owner has also a lot of work to review all the pull requests.
Exactly. So just for your information, even like operating system like Linux is also open source project. So the father of Linux, he basically, I would say, a lot of his time, working hours, is spent on reviewing those pull requests or those changes. So he's kind of like a brain. Yeah. So
wow. Is it like there anything can be automatically done by GitHub or something to automatically do the code review? Just
you are right.
just a
Actually,
random idea.
That's right. There are tools to help you to do code reviews automatically, or you can say half automatically, half manually. There are some tools allow you to do that. There are some softwares that can help you if, for example, your pull requests have followed certain patterns or the rules that the owner has set previously or in advance. If your pull request completely follow those rules, then your pull request will be automatically approved. But not all. Okay, I think we are.
Sorry, just curious that, sorry to have so many questions.
Don't worry about it.
Yeah, so everyone can send a pull request. So it seems that for owner, they will see a lot of pull requests and it will be very messy.
That's right. That's right.
Can I just block someone, or for example, someone just want to make the project?
That's right. Let me tell you a very interesting story. It just happened very recently. I think about a few weeks back. I think there's a very famous, prestigious university in US that one of the researcher from that university has purposely create a bug and put it in the pull request and trying to push this pull request to the Linux operating system. And this has been found. And guess what happened? So the owner of this of this repository has blocked the entire university from submitting any pull request. Wow. So the question is, yes, you can lock a lot of people in the same region from submitting pull requests if you are doing something that is very mischievous.
So that's the reason you have to pay to do a private repo?
Private repo in some way is different from a public repo, because normally when you do a private repo, that means this one is not open source. So only a handful of people who has been invited by you, the owner of this private repo, can contribute to this repository. The rest of people, they either cannot see it or has no way to create a pull request.
Okay, cool.
Yeah.
Interesting. Thank you so much, Simon.
All right. All right. So I think Truchi has successfully have helped us to go through the entire steps of using GitHub. I would say these are very basic, but also very essential steps or skills. So up to now, any questions from you guys? Any questions? You can open up your mic or raise your hand.
Yeah, just curious that since everyone are very familiar with the GitHub, I'm the only one not familiar with that and handling.
Yeah, I'm not familiar with it, and I think you asked a good question. Even I'm the novice, so maybe in the future I will need to understand this operation. Yeah.
It's quite interesting that I just sent a pull request, and it's a little bit frustrating that see a conflict file.
Yeah. So that's why I would say the best way, the best practice to do before you're submitting any contributions is to sync with the original repo to see what has been changed to the part of the code or part of the files that you want to change. If if a lot of people are doing the same thing as you do, then there will be conflicts and certain contribution, a certain pull request will be rejected. That's quite sad. Yeah. Okay. we will just wait for another 5 more seconds. Any more questions on the technical part? Five, 3, 2, 1. Okay, done. So I will just make an assumption that everybody have enjoyed the time with us. That's really good to know because, Tricia, can you probably have to share my screen from here on?
Sure. I'll stop sharing.
All right, thank you.
Okay.
Hey guys, can you see my slides?
Yes.
All right, so here are the steps. So this slide is basically to explain how to create a very beautiful readme.md. So because .md it basically means markdown. So if you have this link, just click on this link and you will give you like a 5 minutes or 10 minutes, a quick start on how to use those markdown syntax. Trust me, very, very simple. Once you learn those, you will not be able to go back to words because those are, in my own words, very stupid. Okay, so so these are the future topics because today we only covered about what you can do and the most important things you can do on the GitHub webpage, right? On the webpage, like what Paul has suggested, that there are certain things that you cannot do or you cannot do it very conveniently on the webpage, that you need certain tools to help you with. So in the future, we are going to discuss about this GitHub desktop application, which is also a free software they can download from GitHub. And I think it's compatible on all the operating systems, be it like Linux, Mac OS, or Windows. And this application, I would say, is already quite simplified, but it's not that easy to use if you are not very familiar with the concept of Git. So we will put it on future topics. And then in the future, we'll also share a bit more about Markdown syntax, like I mentioned just now, and also branches and co-work. Just now I have briefly mentioned about different branches. It's kind of like a different stream of commit histories. So let's say right now, because right now I just want to make sure all my works is in one history, but I also want to at the same time do some tests. And this, I hope this test won't affect my min history. Then I will create a branch. So like branch is kind of like a mirror image of your min branch, of your min history, commit history. And then by working on your sub branch, you won't, whatever you do to the code or to the files won't affect the files of the codes in the min branch. But those are the advanced topics that we'll leave it to the future, okay? Okay, once you have these slides, you can click on this summary. So basically, there will be, let me click for you, okay? So GitHub has also very nicely written this Hello World tutorial to basically guide you through all the steps. So basically, what we show you is sort of like we pick a thing or two from this tutorial, but not everything, because some things that are still quite not very friendly to the beginners. So we'll make some changes. But I would say this tutorial will sort of like summarize on what we have gone through just now by Zhuqi. So if you want to revise, you can always click on this link, so you can go back to this. Okay, so we need to go back to the slides right here. Yes, we're still on the slides. Great. Okay, so because right now we only have like an hour, we already overshoot the time. So of course, I believe there are some questions that maybe you are too shy to ask, or when you are doing it yourself, then you find it hard to replicate or hard to follow. Then we encourage you to join our Facebook group or our WhatsApp group. There will be some people like me, And also people like Juchi, who is sort of like a learning GitHub for the first time or is still learning GitHub, so that we can actually discuss about these questions openly. And if you have any question, you can just tag me so I can help you over there as well. Don't worry, this links, these slides will be sent to you in the chat. And with that, we have come to the end of this workshop, but we still have one more thing to do, which is the next study guide. So like what Druchi has done, Druchi is basically the study guide. She has sort of like brought us through the concepts of GitHub and demonstrate to anybody. So we want to keep the ball rolling. We want to organize another workshop. So we need one more guy to be just like Druchi, trying to, you know, do it yourself and also share what have you learned, maybe through this process. So anybody want to volunteer? Don't worry, this is entirely voluntary basis. So if you like, you can raise your hand, or maybe you can open up your mic and let me know, so that, you know, we can organize another workshop and share it to more people. Anybody? Can I randomly, just very randomly pick someone from our meeting, and then do a very simple question. Yan Kai, is it Yan Kai? Hi, are you there? Hi, oh, I can see your chat. So is it okay to speak now? Or how, basically my question is very simple. How are you feeling about this workshop? Are you already like very familiar with GitHub, or is this the first time you learn about GitHub? Okay, all right. So, and then, okay, another question, very simple. Do you like this this model of like sharing knowledge, like one mentor and one mentee, or basically, or like a mentor and then a study guide? Do you think it makes sense, or do you prefer someone, you know, just keep talking like a lecture?
Maybe Yanke is typing.
Yeah, I can see. Right. Okay. I think Druchi just now has shared the slides in the chat. So because right now it's quite late, if there's no volunteers, that's okay. Maybe you guys can take a look at the slides. And if you have any questions, always you can join our Facebook group or our WhatsApp group and ask a question there. And if you feel like being the next study guide, then you can let us know in the group as well. Okay. Any last minute questions? Last questions before we end the workshop? Yeah.
Just want to share some feeling and feedback for this campaign. I think this format is quite interesting and quite good. So, but I just afraid that I cannot be the guide because I'm not so familiar with the GitHub. So, but I learned something through this. So that's the reason I cannot volunteer myself.
It's totally
It's okay.
fine.
Yeah, it's totally fine.
So,
I'm also not so familiar with GitHub. Yeah, I think with the state of the slides, you will roughly know what to do. And yes, because Shimon was aiding me in between, right?
So basically the idea of this companion learning model is to someone with experience on certain topics to guide another one who only know it like a little bit, but not very sure, so that, those who has little knowledge or background information about it can sort of like relate it to this learning journey. And then you won't feel that learning a new thing is a very scary thing or it's a very boring thing, because someone is sort of doing what you are probably going to do if you are in his or her shoes, right? So that's why we encourage that even if you're not very familiar with this thing, that's okay, it's fine. There will be a guide, like sort of like like a mentor to guide you through, so that you can be sure that what you've learned can really be applied to your life or to your study or work. And then also you can share what you've learned with others, or possibly you can add in a bit of your own thing. Like if you know a bit of a trick about GitHub, you can also share with other people. So Paul,
Okay,
do you want to be the next study guide?
Yeah, I will think about that.
Okay, okay.
I will private message you.
All right, all
Okay.
right.
Thank you, Paul.
Okay.
I'll be your support.
Yeah, Tucci can be the next mentor. I think she is, with today's practice, she's really quite familiar with GitHub, right? Right, but I will still be there for the next workshop. So if there is no more questions, I think that's the end of today's workshop. Thank you all very much for joining us today. Thank you for your time. Hope you have a good night.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you all.
Lucy.
Have a good night.
Thank you,
Thank
Simon.
you. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you, Imong. Thank you, Pui.
Happy birthday to Juchi.
Thanks.
Happy birthday.
Thanks. Okay, thanks for your time. Okay.
Are you going to a party?
Later on, private chat, maybe. Private chat, not in Zoom.
Do we have an opportunity to introduce everyone, because the background, but I'm not sure it is the suitable for, because now it is recording. So I just want to know everyone. Yeah. So maybe this classes is ended. So maybe the recording could be closed, or we can learn each other.